Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is on the verge of making NBA history, and this is not a record that I thought would ever be broken. But here we are. The Canadian superstar has a chance to do it by Thursday night and has a chance to tie it by tonight. So we'll break down the milestone that he's chasing and how impressive he truly has been alongside with the Oklahoma City Thunder this season. So we'll have that and much more coming up next on Answer the Call with Peter Vrionis. Welcome in, everybody, to Answer the Call. I'm your host, Peter Vrionis, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of my favorite players in the NBA. And before we get into the video, miss me with that foul baiting shit and the stuff about how he doesn't play ethical basketball. Enough. Let's get that out of the way right now, because drawing fouls and making free throws, it's a skill. If everybody could do it, if everybody could add another 10 points to their point per game totals, they would go out there and do it. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, along with James Harden and other select few players, select few superstars, are the only ones that can consistently get to the free throw line. But I don't want to ramble on about that too much. I want to focus on the milestone that Shai is chasing. And it's truly remarkable that he is in this conversation and has a chance to be standing alone at the top by the end of Thursday night. But before we get into the video, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because the support has been pretty overwhelming in the first few videos on this channel, and we're just getting started. So if you have any suggestions on what kind of content you'd like to see, drop it in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button, and you won't want to miss what we have coming up in the next few days. But let's start with the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander milestone that he is chasing. And that is for the most consecutive 20-point games ever. Wilt Chamberlain has the record with 126, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right behind him with 125. Now, Shai will have an opportunity to tie that record tonight as the OKC Thunder will take on the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, a pretty nice matchup. So if you're looking for something to watch tonight around the NBA or just in the world of sports in general, this matchup rarely disappoints, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that should be a ton of fun right there. So he's got a chance to tie the record tonight. I think he's going to do it. I mean, if we take a look at the odds, his over-under for point totals is 31.5. So 31.5 is actually favored right now, and those odds are courtesy of Bet365. So Vegas expects him to get it. I expect him to get it, and pretty much the whole basketball world expects him to get it. Now, he's having a tremendous season, averaging over 30 points per game yet again. And what Shai has done, the consistency, leading his team to an NBA championship a year ago, he truly is one of the more remarkable stories in the NBA. Now, he was a highly touted prospect, but he wasn't a first overall pick. He was a mid-round pick who was traded as the headliner for Paul George, and now look where the two are at. Paul George suspended for 25 games for PEDs, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going for his second straight MVP, maybe even his second straight finals MVP, and a second straight championship. There's levels to this. Paul George never reached the heights that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is currently experiencing, and he's only 25 years old. He's only going to get better, and it's really impressive to watch on a nightly basis. And I did mention that I would not go deeper into that conversation about foul baiting and what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does on a nightly basis, but I'm gonna get into it because he is a superstar player, and you can make the case that he's the second best player behind Nikola Jokic. I still think Jokic reigns supreme, and those MVPs are no joke. And I thought he should have won it last year, shooting at a ridiculously high percentage. Jokic does everything. And Shai also does everything. Like, he's very impressive. But I've really liked the season that he's had. I love what he does for Canada basketball come summertime. And I think this is only the beginning for Shai. I really do believe that he's going to keep on getting better. He has gotten better pretty much every season. And the playoffs are going to be a test. We all thought the way that OKC started this year, it would be some kind of record-breaking season. They would win 75 games. They would blow the Golden State Warriors record out of the water. It's not the case. I mean, we take a look at the record here, 50-15. It's great. It's still the best one in the NBA. But the fact that they started off as well as they did and then tailed off quite a bit, and those struggles against the Spurs, they're not invincible. They've shown that they could be had. They got pushed to the brink a couple of times in last year's playoffs, including to the Indiana Pacers in the finals. And if it wasn't for Tyrese Halliburton's injury, then we might be talking about a different storyline heading into this NBA season. So they are going from being that darling that everybody liked, great story, getting a small market team, their first ever NBA championship, to now being the villains. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is being put in the center of all of this, and for good reason. He's the MVP. He's their best player. You can make a case that he's the best player in the world. He is being pegged as a villain right now, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he's a very humble superstar. I do think he plays the game the right way. He's just such a smart player and has an IQ that is off the charts, which is why he's able to take advantage of his opponent's mistakes, and he does so on a nightly basis, which is why he's so close to this record. One more game to tie it, which is the game tonight against the Denver Nuggets, and then in order to break the record, Thursday, 9:30 Eastern Time, the Celtics. He could break it at home. First, he's got to get through tonight. I mean, if we take a look at the odds for him to get 20 or more points tonight, you would have to bet a ton of money just to make $100. So the odds are very skewed. Vegas expects him to get to that 20-point mark pretty easily. But this is going to be a tough test because the Celtics have been playing some great basketball led by Jaylen Brown. And then Jason Tatum back in the fold. You know that the Celtics are not going to want him to get this record. So they're going to be going all out. Maybe some double teams. Maybe we'll see a couple of different schemes that Shai may not be familiar with. But I do expect him to get the job done by Thursday night. And it should be a great moment. I mentioned that this is something that I did not think would get broken. The record, that is, for Wilt Chamberlain. But this isn't getting talked about enough. This is a long-standing record, like 50-plus year record here that we're talking about that Wilt Chamberlain established that no one has even come close to. But here we are with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in 2026, while we've had all-time greats like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, who have not equaled that mark in their careers. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, the NBA is a lot more wide open now than it might have been. It might have been in years past, but that doesn't take away from the accomplishment. I mean, Wilt Chamberlain was doing this against guys that were a lot shorter than him, a lot less stronger than him. But again, we don't diminish Wilt Chamberlain's records that he's established. So, Shai, you have a chance to do something incredible here. I'm pulling for you. I think the entire basketball world should be talking about this, because if we take a deep dive and if we adjust the lens, it truly is a remarkable feat. So comment down below. Do you think Shai will tie the record tonight against the Nuggets? And do you think he will break it against the Boston Celtics on Thursday? But as always, folks, thank you all for making it this far on Answer the Call with Peter Vrionis. Stay tuned for the next few days. We've got a lot of content coming out, so you won't want to miss what's coming up. But thank you all for making it this far. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this milestone that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is chasing.